I went from bankruptcy to building seven-figure businesses by mastering 5 core money principles. 72% of Americans still get these wrong. And today, I'm breaking down exactly what they are. Let's get into it. Fundamental number 1, budgeting and saving. The I have a rough idea trap. First up, budgeting and saving. Most people tell me they have a budget. When I ask to see it, they say, well, I don't write it down, but I have a rough idea. Real talk. A rough idea is not a budget. That's wishful thinking with extra steps. And according to debt.com, only 32% of Americans use a written budget. The rest are driving cross-country without GPS, convinced they know the general direction. And here's the problem. Your brain is terrible at tracking money. Studies show people underestimate spending by 20 to 30%. That's like thinking you ate one Chipotle burrito when you actually ate 4. My friend Eric, 51, works in tech, 6-figure income, told me last year he had no idea where his money went. And turns out $1,200 a month on subscriptions, delivery, and 2 a.m. Amazon purchases. That's $14,400 a year, or 1,440 Chipotle burritos. Plot twist, he thought he was saving $500 monthly. He was actually losing $200. So, drop a comment. What's the most ridiculous thing you've bought at 2 a.m.? I once bought a $300 smart water bottle. It's in my garage. Judging me. Let me know. What's the fix? Zero-based budget. Every dollar gets a job before the month starts. App, spreadsheet, envelopes, I don't care. Track everything for 30 days. That $4 coffee, that $2.99 app, and that Target run that cost $87. Your future self will thank you. Your present self might cry, and that's normal. Well, fundamental number 2, debt management. Your debt is working harder than you. And here's where it gets juicy. Debt management is the difference between debt controlling you and you controlling debt. I learned this the hard way in 2007. I filed for bankruptcy. And spoiler alert, you can't wing debt management. But here's what blew my mind. Not all debt is equal. Good debt builds wealth, like rental property mortgages paying you monthly. Bad debt destroys wealth, like 24.99% APR credit cards for stuff you can't remember buying. The Federal Reserve says average Americans carry $6,500 in credit card debt at 24.99% interest. Paying minimums means you'll pay over $18,000 total. 3 times what you borrowed. You're borrowing 3 burritos, but only getting 1. And my buddy Will, 60, runs a digital marketing business. He once told me, the broke pay interest, the wealthy earn it. That principle separates comfortable retirees from people working at 70, still stressed about money. And the fix? Debt snowball or avalanche. Snowball, smallest debts first for psychological wins. Avalanche, highest rates first for math wins. Pick one and attack it like your freedom depends on it, because it does. The fundamental number 3, basic investing, that I will start when I have more money mistake. But JD, I don't have enough money. Yeah, no, you don't need to be rich to start investing. You need to start investing to become rich. Here's the thing, time in the market beats timing the market always, but people wait for the perfect moment. My friend Mateo, 28, computer engineer, started investing $200 monthly in an S&P 500 index fund at 23. No fancy picking, no crypto gambling, just boring, consistent index investing. 5 years later, over $15,000, about $3,000 in pure compound growth. Free money for showing up. And if he'd waited until 30, by age 50, he'd have roughly $180,000 less. That's a whole house gone because he waited. According to Charles Schwab, Americans start investing at 35 median age. To start at 25 instead, you'll have 4 times more at retirement with the same contributions. Plot twist, starting early is the closest thing to a cheat code in finance. And my 80-year-old friend Alan, 9 figures, told me the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Stop waiting. Start with $50 monthly in an index fund or ETF. Let compound interest do the heavy lifting while you sleep. Fundamental number 4, credit scores, the invisible wealth killer. Before you tune out, check the math. Good credit, 740 plus versus bad, 620, cost you hundreds of thousands over your lifetime in higher interest rates. Real example, two people buy $300,000 houses. Person A, 760 score, gets 6.5% rate. Person B, 620 score, gets 8%. Over 30 years, person B pays $179,000 more in interest. Same house. That's 17,900 Chipotle burritos handed to the bank, or a vacation home, your choice. And according to Experian, 16% of Americans never check their credit report. That's like never seeing a doctor, but being surprised when something's wrong. Your credit determines if you can buy a house, rent an apartment, or get certain jobs. And people just ignore it. But real talk, after my bankruptcy, I avoided looking at my credit for years. Turned out there were errors making my score worse. Once I fixed them and built good habits, paying on time, keeping utilization under 30%, my score went from 580 to 780 in 3 years. The fix? Check your report annually, free at annualcreditreport.com, and I'll leave a link in the description. Dispute errors, pay on time, keep utilization low, don't close old accounts. Not sexy, but neither is paying an extra $179,000. Now, fundamental number 5, emergency funds, the psychological foundation, the false security syndrome. This is the psychological one that trips people up. It's the false security syndrome. Sounds like a disease, but it's worse. It's a mindset that sabotages everything. It's that guy investing in crypto without $1,000 saved for emergencies. That person maxing their 401k, but their checking account is at $47 3 days before payday. That friend with a $60,000 truck who's one car repair from credit card debt. And here's what people miss. An emergency fund isn't just money. It's a peace of mind. It's the difference between a car breakdown being annoying versus financially devastating. Bankrate's 2024 survey, 56% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without debt. More than half are one broken transmission from a credit card spiral. My friend James, 70, physicist, explained it. An emergency fund is the foundation of all financial decisions. Without it, you're making every choice from desperation instead of power. He's right. No cushion. You can't negotiate salary because you desperately need the job. Can't walk away from bad deals. Can't invest consistently because unexpected expenses derail your plan. Track this. How many months of expenses could you survive without income? That's real security. Everything else is cosplaying as stability while secretly terrified. Remember, the middle class mindset says, I'll save once I make more. The wealth mindset says, I'll make more once I have security to take smart risks. All right, so what's the right way to tackle these 5? Foundation first, then build up. Here's your action plan. 1, create your actual budget. Week number 1. Track every expense for 30 days. Use YNAB, every dollar, or a spreadsheet. Every dollar gets a job before the month starts. Number 2, build your starter emergency fund, months 1 through 3. Save $1,000 fast. Sell stuff, side gig, cut expenses. This is your financial airbag. And number 3, attack high interest debt, months 4 through 12. List debts by interest rate. Pay minimums on everything except the highest. Throw every extra dollar there and roll payments forward. Number 4, start investing while building full emergency fund. Ongoing. Once starter fund is set, split extra money. 50% to 3 to 6 months emergency fund, 50% to index funds. And number 5, monitor credit quarterly. Calendar reminder every 3 months. Check the report and your score. Dispute errors. Course correct early. Number 6, increase savings rate annually. Every raise or bonus. 50% to lifestyle, 50% to accelerating these fundamentals. Build wealth without feeling deprived. Goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Your money should work for you, not keep you up at night. Now look, I get it, this feels overwhelming, but I'll start when I have more money doesn't make you wealthy. Starting with what you have and being consistent makes you wealthy. So stop being someone who knows about personal finance and start being someone who does it. Just pick one thing from this video and do it today, not tomorrow. today. Future you will thank you. Current you might need therapy, but that's what the emergency fund is for. If you want to learn more about building wealth and personal finance, check out this video too. Now, stop watching YouTube and go look at your bank account. I know it's scary, but that's step one. Peace be with you, and may your net worth grow while your financial anxiety shrinks.